but I still hung out with them. I still went in between the colors and was just like, I'm a real motherfucker. I'm just here to chill, here to be a good person with you. And a lot of people recognize that. And I can tell you that growing up, growing up, I've had a lot of people, you know, want to, you know, have me join their group in that sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that type of peer pressure, it didn't make any sense to me, you know, growing up, because it's like, if I'm gonna break the rules to break rules with you, I could just break rules by myself and not have to worry about the collective.
Right.
You know, because
and you know, the whole, what you were saying, I wanted to comment on what you were saying as far as like, there was a time when parents or older generations in general, elders of communities, had this notion of work hard now so my children or my grandchildren can be better off.
yes.
And that was seen as a win.
Mhm.
Right? Like even something just as far as being a janitor for 20 years, being a, you know, even though, okay,
Server.
yeah, you know what I mean, for a decade or two,
Yep.
just so my son or daughter can get through school or learn how to read, you know what I
Develop
mean?
a skill.
Develop a skill,
Real
right?
life skill.
Right, and then take that, go out, you know, get a partner in life, and advance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And advance. And then even with that being the case, the Christmas spirit at that time, let's say it was, okay, mom and dad couldn't do much, but they did what they could. And then when they do finally hit you with something, it's like, okay, great, we appreciate that. Whereas nowadays, it might be a kid asks for a particular Jordan or Nike shoe or something like that, and mom, probably single in a lot of cases, unfortunately.
Which is extremely sad.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. She got you a Jordan or Nike shoe, but she got you the 1s instead of the 13s, or the 2s instead of the 3s, and you hate her. Oh, you're dumb, mom. Why would you get me the 3s instead of the 2s? You're stupid, mom.
That's
and this
and that's as a child, man. That's where growing up. That's when you realize, like me personally, I've had a lot of Christmases stolen from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My parents struggled with addiction, and my dad fell apart at this time of the year. And
Right.
what he would do is he would steal all the Christmas presents and, you know, go sell them to make himself feel better. And experiencing that as a kid, and not having any type of Christmas,
Yeah.
that makes you so happy for whatever you do get. You
For
know?
real.
And I'm somebody who's born right after Christmas, you know,
Right.
a little bit after. Sometimes I got my Christmas with my birthday. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So for the families, or, you know, the moms and dads that, you know, struggle to get those things by a deadline, you know,
Yeah.
because they're trying to be a part of this holiday, you know. As a kid, when my parents said, listen, you know, we don't have this right now, you know, I want to give this to you when I can, don't be mad at me, you know.
Right.
I've had that humbling experience, and I never hated my parents for that, you know.
Yeah.
And saying, like, for the kids growing up right now, it is so hard for y'all. It is so hard. Like, you're constantly connected to the internet, right? And you're constantly connected to this internet with a comparison ideology of saying, I need to look as good as the next person.
Right.
I need to have the things that this person has, or I won't be liked.
Right.
You know, and that's not how life works.
Right.
You know, I'd rather be loved by myself than, you know, hated by myself. You know, and that's a good
Right.
place to start.
Right. That's a good point, actually, because I mean, I'm not sure the average person is really concerned about themselves in that sense, where they even understand the concept of a self, you know what I mean, and being responsible for yourself at any particular age group, you know, especially when you're a teenager, preteen, you know what I mean, you got a lot of pressure from
The external world and the inside world.
Yeah, because the inside is doing things that you may not even be aware of, you know what I mean, and it's going places and taking you places that you may not even be aware of, and probably aren't in a lot of cases, you know. But when you are at some point, I mean, I tend to think that when you're young, especially with the world being as hyper pressurized as it is, you gotta be given some sort of a excuse for that, you know what I mean?